the Gallery test, you probably noticed this line: FDA authorized, not FDA approved. And that raises questions. Today, we're going to clarify what that actually means and why it matters. Reporting from Skagway, Alaska, I'm Doreen Lorenz. Dr. Sally, what's the difference between FDA approval and authorization, and where does Gallery stand?
Skagway, huh? This is one of the most important distinctions to understand in modern healthcare, especially when you're dealing with new and advanced technologies like the Gallery. The FDA approval applies to drugs and certain medical devices that have undergone a specific and lengthy review process that shows that they're safe and effective for treating a known condition. FDA authorization, on the other hand, that applies to new technologies, especially these diagnostics, where the benefit of early use outweighs the risk of waiting for years for formal approval. Gallery is FDA authorized under a regulatory framework known as CLIA, which stands for Clinical Laboratory Improvement Amendments. Now, that means it's allowed to be offered by a certified lab, and it's undergone review for analytical and clinical validity. The translation? It's clear for use. It's legal. It's being used. It's just not stamped approved in the way a chemotherapy drug would be. And that's very common for breakthrough diagnostic tools, especially those that involve emerging fields like genomics and machine learning.
That helps, Dr. Sally, but I imagine a lot of people here not FDA approved and immediately get skeptical. How should we think about that?
Well, that's a valid reaction, especially if you don't understand this technology. But here's the truth. FDA authorization is not a loophole. It's a structured, science-based path for innovation. And in fact, most advanced lab-developed tests, especially in the fields of cancer and genetics, fall under this category. Gallery is no exception. It's offered through a CLIA-certified lab. It's been tested for analytical accuracy, and it's supported by peer-reviewed studies with thousands of patient samples and robust quality controls. The key is transparency, and that's what we provide. At dr-sally.com, I've included Gallery in my proactive screening toolkit because I've vetted it for clinical relevance and real-world usefulness. This is not hype. This is science in motion. So yes, it is FDA authorized, not FDA approved. And for the purpose of early detection in healthy adults, that's exactly the standard that we need. Fast enough to help and rigorous enough to trust.
If someone's hearing this and wants to look deeper without getting overwhelmed, what's the next best step?
Start by visiting dr-sally.com. You'll find clear, trustworthy information on proactive screening and how Gallery fits into a comprehensive wellness plan. I use this tool with my own patients, not because it replaces anything, but because it adds something powerful. Information earlier. Still have questions? DM me on Instagram or Facebook at Dr. Sally Official, and we'll point you to resources that match your life and your goals. Now, no one test has all the answers, but this one gives you a serious head start. So if this episode helped clear the fog, share it with a friend, subscribe to the podcast, and let's keep moving towards clarity, not confusion.
FDA authorization isn't about cutting corners, it's about opening doors to earlier answers, better choices, and more time to act. I'm Doreen Lorenz, asking the questions that bring you closer to informed, empowered care. Take care of yourself and take the lead in your health.